Hello there YouTube, and welcome to another Carboot haul video. Not a huge amount of stuff today, but some cool things. Let's make a start down here with the less interesting stuff. So we got two little play swords for 50p. We got this big bunch of key rings for 50p. I think this is a Lego dolphin, and this one's Lego, and then maybe there's some others on there worth something. We got two trolls. This one was 50p and is by Russ. And we got this one for 50p and he is by Dam. Bought this sword and helmet for £1. Bought these two. This cutlass and this one for 50p. And then bought this sword and another one and the shield for £1. Bought all of these for £2. These are little Lord of the Rings figures. Bought these horses for £2, these 1963 Grenadier models, and these ones for £2, so it was £9 for the lot there. Bought this for £1.50, going to be used for D&D, be a nice little building. Bought this whole bundle here for about £6.50, so they wanted 50p each for these cassettes. I think this is like sing-along Disney cassettes. Some tablecloth, spider webs, 3 lots of spider lights, this neck bolt, these nice little bottles. They have very cool little bat topper to go with it. These badges, this one says Renault on the back, or Renault or whatever. And then 2 little genies there. That helmet and that sword, I think were 50p. So yeah, that little lot there was about £6.50, and then 50p for that lot there. A couple of Adidas shirts were £1 each. Gonna have to wash them, see if they fit. This Halloween cauldron was £3. These 2 Aladdin figures, and they're genies, but they're very, very creepy looking. They were £2 each. I love the face of this guy. Look at that face. Yeah, £2 each on those. And then he had these mugs as a job lot for £2. Some of them are alright. Some of them are very beaten up. I don't know if that would stay together much longer. You might put hot liquid in that and it just fall to pieces. Bought this little bum bag and this pair of trousers for £1 each. Bought this big Superman for £1, and they threw in this little bit of plastic, and I think they got thrown in with a deal for some stuff down there that was £1. Maybe they were, or were they 50p for all of that, including them? I forget, but basically didn't pay for them. Bought this little lot for 50p, and bought this little lot for £2. These are little things that you get in Wheatos, Wild Thornbury. This has a button to make it light up, so I might see if I can change the batteries, and if that works I might try and make that part of my little playset campaign thing. This is obviously someone's weapon, but I could repurpose it in the D&D world or something. Some little mini figurines here. They did have loads of them, but I just picked out some of the ones I liked, ones that didn't have weapons. There's some rucksacks in there, little ashtray for the car, some badges, not badges, one of those thingies that you stick to the fridge, magnet, there we go. A little present for my friend who lives across the road. And I bought the cauldron with that as well, so it's £3 for the cauldron, and then all of this was £3 as well, including those little men. So yeah, I don't think that was too bad. These are the people that had the job lot of the comic books. They were all the same, and also the dirty magazines. I missed getting there at the right time. Someone had pretty much rifled through all the good stuff before I got there and taken pretty much everything. He didn't leave a whole lot. What he did leave behind was this poster from Dark Clyde. It's a nice poster. Don't know the thing though. This Spider-Man Ultra Flare cards, and these animation cards. This Viking Heroes comic. This Hulk vs. Thing comic. Sinister Spider-Man comic. Classic X-Men comic. And Deadline. Is that those cats smashing up my house? This Deadline. then Death Doll and Metropolis on VHS, and then they also had this big stack of Superman Back to School packs. Now there's 20 of these unopened, but inside the 20 that were opened, oh not this, there's a pencil, a notepad, and this poster and 2 comic books. Don't know what they're worth, but I've got 20 of them sealed now. And then lastly, big purchase of the day was all of this Warhammer stuff. Now I did spend 80 quid on this. The bloke was telling me that this dragon, he's not got his wings attached, but he thinks this dragon's worth 80 quid alone. I don't know. Is that 80 quid professionally painted? Who knows? But I'll try and go through some of it with you. These are mostly just skulls of different shapes and sizes. Don't know why there's so many of them, but I do think I could make use of loads and loads of skulls. So there's 4 sprues of skulls there. There's 2 of these weird little dinosaurs and one of this sort of archer thing. I don't know. All of these here, these are like ghostly looking fellas. Don't think that's got any of their faces on, so that's probably a bad example. I forget what they're called. I don't know the names of any of these creatures. I'll see if we can find one that has a face on. Oh, this will be good for showing you the faces. Yeah, they're like ghost spirits. So they're cool. And there's quite a few of those. So there's 1 sprue, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sprues. Now, are they from different sets? How do they go together? I don't know. So I don't know how many figures I have in there. And I don't know, it doesn't look like there's any bases that go with them either. So maybe I need to get bases, which is a bit annoying, but probably not the end of the world. This little pile here, this is like all terrain sort of stuff. So there's like buildings. These 2 are the same, this one and this one. And like a big statue there, like another Rex statue there. This, which has got some cool like walls and floors, and again other smashed up statues. This, maybe this clips together to something, because it feels like there's like sides to something there and steps up to it. Who knows? This thing, which looks like it's got a bell. So maybe that becomes a tower of some kind, perhaps? I don't know. It's really hard when you don't know what it is you're looking at and what you're buying. This is like walls, maybe? I don't know. And then this looks like more walls, maybe from the same thing. Who knows? And then that looks like a statue of like a griffin dog thing. So there's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, about 8 of those. Then these look like horses that probably go with those dudes over there. They're like ghostly figurine horse things, maybe. I'm not sure. And then there's 4 of these. It's so hard for you to see what they are when they're on the sprue and not built. They just look like vampire type creature-y things. 4 of those. These, he said, were like tree folk. Now there's only, 6 bases in there and 1 big base, but I don't know if they're meant to go with them. So this is a box of tree folk, but how many are in there, I don't know. And then this is a box of orcs. Again, how many, don't know. There's about 5 bases, but who knows. So as I got to him to look at these, one of the trader guys was buying a load of Lego off of him for 80 quid. And as he gave him 80 quid, one of the other Lego trader guys was like, I would have paid double that. Never mind. So I pulled through. He had a load more of these guys. I forget what they're called. Stormcast Eternals or something. The good guys that wear this armor. They're no good for my D&D. So I wasn't interested in those. So I just pulled out anything that looks cool. The dragon I might be able to make use of, even if it is wearing armor. But he said that was the most expensive bit, and I said, well, give me a price with the dragon. If this is the really expensive bit, then give me a price with this and without this, because I might not ever use that for anything. So he said, well, without it, you're probably close to 100 quid for all of this. Well, I don't know if he's right on that. And I said, what with the dragon? And he was like, oh, well, you know, it's got to be about 100 quid. And he's saying that this is worth 80 quid on its own. I don't get it. So in the end, I said, what do you want? Go on, be honest. Give me an idea, because I don't know what it's worth. And he said, it's got to be somewhere between 80 and 100 quid. So I said, all right, well, I'll give you 80 quid for all this. I thought with the terrain, dragon, skulls, this, probably doesn't work out at a terrible price per piece, but I don't know if it's necessarily some big giant bargain. It's really hard to say with Warhammer, especially if you're like me and you don't know what the hell the value of anything is. But anyway, that's today's Carboot haul video, guys. I think because I spent 80 quid here and 20 quid there, I think all in all it probably came out 1, 16, 12. I probably spent about 120, 130 quid all in, but 100 quid went on this box and those boxes. So yeah, probably only 30 quid for all this tapestry there. Anyway, that's the end of today's video. Sorry I haven't been uploading as recently. I did miss the Carboot sale last week. But I'm back on it now for the foreseeable. See you guys. Bye.